Have you noticed something strange lately? People are working harder than ever, earning what looks like a decent salary, yet still feeling permanently behind. Not broke, not wealthy, just stuck. This isn't a motivation problem. It's not laziness, and it's not because people are bad with money. It's something quieter than that. Let's start with a very ordinary situation. Imagine a 28-year-old professional in the US or Europe, college educated, full-time job. They earn around $60,000 a year in the US, or about 45,000 euros in Western Europe. On paper, that's middle class, comfortable, safe. Now look at what actually happens. After taxes, healthcare, social contributions, that salary becomes roughly $3,600 a month in the US, or 260 euros, 0 pulgada. That's the real number. That's the money that actually arrives in the bank. Rent for a modest apartment, $1,400 or 1,100 euros. Already, close to 40% is gone. Add a car payment or public transport costs, insurance, utilities, internet, phone. Now, we're down another $500 to $700. Student loans quietly pull $300 more. Credit card minimums take $150. Groceries, even with inflation-adjusted discipline, cost $400 to $500. By the time the month ends, there's maybe $200 left. On a good month! And this is where the quiet collapse happens, because that $200 is supposed to do everything else. Emergency savings, retirement, travel. Travel. Unexpected expenses. It never goes. So what do people do? They don't panic. They don't rebel. They adapt. They stretch credit. They normalize debt. They delay saving until later. They tell themselves things will improve with the next raise. This is the hidden financial mistake. Not overspending, but assuming time will fix a structural problem. Let's use simple math. If someone saves $200 a month, that's $2,400 a year, even invested modestly. It barely moves the needle against rising housing costs, medical inflation, or future education expenses. But psychologically, that $200 feels like effort, like responsibility, like progress. So people feel disciplined while standing still. The system doesn't break dramatically. It erodes quietly. And the reason smart, educated people fall into this trap isn't ignorance. It's social pressure mixed with delayed consequences. Humans are wired to prioritize stability today over abstract security decades from now. A predictable monthly payment feels safer than an uncertain future goal. A lease car feels manageable. A mortgage feels responsible. A lifestyle that matches peers feels normal. The cost shows up later, not now. 10 years later, the numbers look different. Higher salary? Yes. But also higher rent, bigger commitments, more financial weight. Savings never quite catch up because they were never designed to. This is how the middle class quietly shrinks. Not through poverty, but through fragility. One job loss, one medical bill, one interest rate change. Financially intelligent people don't escape this by earning dramatically more. overnight. They think differently much earlier. They don't ask, can I afford the monthly payment? They ask, what does this cost me over 10 years of flexibility? They don't optimize for lifestyle appearance. They optimize for not freedom in a motivational sense, but margin. Room to breathe. Room to say no. They accept looking slightly behind in the short term to avoid being permanently trapped later. No tricks. No hacks. No hustle culture. Just clarity. The middle class isn't dying because people are failing. It's struggling because the math changed and the expectations didn't. Understanding that doesn't make you anxious. It makes you aware. And awareness, quietly applied, compounds. If this perspective helped you see things more clearly, you can subscribe for more calm, reality-based discussions like this. Before you close this video, here's the quiet takeaway. Most financial problems don't start with bad decisions. They start with reasonable ones made inside a system that slowly shifts against you. The goal isn't to reject a middle-class lifestyle. It's to understand its true cost in time, flexibility, and long-term security. Once you see the math You stop chasing what looks normal and start protecting what actually matters. No panic. No extremes. Just informed choices made a little earlier than most. If this kind of calm, rational breakdown helps you think more clearly about money and life, consider subscribing.